Well, good evening once again.
Dobro veče još jednom.
Tonight we have an interesting discussion.
Večeras imamo zanimljivu diskusiju.
And we might have to put our thinking caps on for a while.
Možda bi trebalo da stavimo svoju kacigu za razmišljanje.
Because it can get a little bit tricky here and there.
Jer možda ćemo doći do nekih škakljivih tema tu i tamo.
Remember last night I said
Ako se sećate, sinoć sam rekao
that Jesus had said that the scriptures testify about him.
da je Isus rekao da pisma svedoče za njega, misleći na biblijske spise.
And of course it would be interesting to know exactly how does it testify about him.
Bilo bi zanimljivo znati kako to pisma svedoče o Isusu.
And there are so many religions out there in the world.
Znate, toliko ima religije u svetu.
Does it really matter?
Ima li to ikakvog značaja?
Aren't there many ways of achieving knowledge and salvation and all these things?
Ima li mnogo načina kako doći do znanja i spasenja?
After all, Jesus Christ is not the only one who claimed to be the way, the truth and the life.
Na kraju krajeva Isus nije jedini koji za sebe tvrdi da je put, istina i život.
So in all this confusion, who's right and who's wrong?
I u celoj toj zbrci ko je u pravu, a ko je u krivu.
And then it's a 2,000-year-old story. You know, it's getting kind of long in the tooth.
I vidite, to je priča koja je stara 2000 godina i već dugo je žvaćemo po ustima.
Is it relevant to us in the century of our time?
Je li ona važna za nas i za naše doba?
So was he an imposter or was he the Messiah?
Da li je Isus bio prevarant, onaj koji se sam nametao, ili je bio Mesija, poslani od Boga?
In Matthew 24, verses 3 to 5,
U Evanđelju po Mateju, 24. glava od stihovi 3 do 5,
the disciples go to Jesus and they ask him, what is the sign of your coming and the sign of the end of the age?
učenici dolaze Isusu i pitaju ga koji je znak tvojega dolaska i kraja svega, kraja sveta.
And the first thing that he said
I prva stvar koju je Isus rekao kao odgovor na ovo pitanje,
is, take heed that no man deceive you.
pazite se da vas ko ne prevari.
So he said there would be lots of deception in the last days.
Isus je sam rekao da će biti mnogo prevara u poslednje vreme.
For many shall come and say, I am the Christ, I am the Christ, I am the Christ.
Jer mnogi će dolaziti i tvrditi za sebe, ja sam Isus, ja sam Hristos.
But Jesus said he's the Christ. Now how do we know he was right and the others would be wrong, or the others would be right and he would be wrong?
A Isus kaže da je on Hristos, pa možda su drugi u pravu, on u krivo, ili on u pravu, a drugi onda greše.
He also said
On je također rekao
that there shall arise false Christs and false prophets,
da će doći lažni Hristosi i lažni proroci
and that they will show great signs and wonders.
i pokazat će znake velike i čudesa.
And then he said, if they say he's in the desert,
I ako kažu, eno ga u pustinji,
don't go.
ne idite.
Or if they say he's in the secret chamber, he's over there with those people.
Ili ako kažu, eno ga tamo u nekim tajnim odajama sa drugima,
He says, believe it not.
ne verujte im.
For as lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Jer kao što munja izlazi od istoka i pokazuje se do zapada, takav će biti dolazak Sina čovečijeg.
So he said, if you hear that he's here or there or whatever, don't believe it.
Tako da Isus kaže, ako čujete da su ti takozvani Hristosi ovde ili onde, ne verujte im.
Because when Christ returns, every eye will see him,
Jer kada se Hristos ponovo vrati na zemlju, svako oko će ga videti
and it will be an event like lightning that will be seen from the east to the west.
i taj događaj će biti kao munja koja će se videti od istoka do zapada.
Well, if we go into history,
Ako pogledamo istoriju,
we will find a very similar story as the story of Jesus Christ with many people.
naći ćemo slične priče poput one Isusove sa mnogim drugim ljudima.
There was Attis and Phrygia.
Bio je tamo Atis iz Frigije,
There were Dionysus and Bacchus,
bili su Dionizije i Bahus,
Horus and Osiris from Egypt,
Horus i Oziris iz Egipta,
Krishna from the Eastern Vedic writings,
Krišna sa istoka,
Mitra, the Roman system, Mitraism,
Mitraizam, rimski sistem,
which was also Persian in origin,
koji je persijskog porekla,
and Zoroaster, which is still a prominent religion today.
i zoroastrizam koji je i danas živa religija.
It's interesting that most of them were born of virgins on the 25th of December.
Zanimljivo je da su mnogi od njih rođeni od device
That's the same-
25. decembra.
Same time we celebrate Christmas.
Isti dan kada većina sveta slavi Božić.
They were
Hristovo rođenje.
sacrificed, even crucified.
I bili su žrtvovani, neki čak i raspinjani.
It's interesting that they rose after 3 days.
Zanimljivo je da su i vaskrsavali nakon 3 dana.
Usually on the 25th of March. Well, that's when we also celebrate some of these things.
Obično oko 25. marta kada se slične pojave slave u hrišćanskom svetu.
They teach that they were divine sons of God,
Učili su za sebe da su sveti Božji sinovi,
that they were king of kings, that they were redeemers, that they were sin bearers.
da su carevi nad carevima, da su oni koji otkupljuju i nose grehe.
They were called Alpha and Omegas.
Nazivali su se alfama i omegama.
They were lambs and they were celebrated in a Eucharist.
Oni su takođe,
Lambs.
znači predstavljali su se kao jagnje i slavili su pričest.
The symbol of the lamb was used for them. And they were celebrated in the Eucharist.
I dakle slavili su i
So who
pričest.
says that they weren't the
praktikovali.
real messiahs?
Dakle, da li su to prave mesije?
Why would Jesus Christ be the real Messiah?
Zašto bi baš Isus Hristos bio pravi mesija?
So that's pretty confusing, wouldn't you say?
Ovo je sve prilično zbunjujuće, ne biste li se složili?
And today we have an explosion of divine people on this earth.
A danas imamo pravu eksploziju božanskih ljudi na zemlji.
The one is in this room and the other one in that room and they're all over the place.
Jedan je u ovoj sobi, drugi onoj i svuda su rasuti po svetu.
Here is Rushira Avata Adida Samarash.
Ovde je gospodin koga je imenovao.
And there is the divine man.
On je božanski čovek.
Personally, I think he needs a diet, but never mind.
Lično smatram da treba da ide na dijetu, ali ostavimo to.
And he's got all these beautiful women hanging all around him.
A sve ove lepotice se tu muvaju oko njega.
Here he comes into the room,
Evo ovde on ulazi u sobu, pojavljuje se u sobi
and the most exquisitely bright being they'd ever seen.
i najsvetlije biće koje je ikad iko video,
And everybody bows down and worships him. There they are.
tako dakle izgleda i svi padaju i klanjaju mu se.
What does he say about himself?
A šta on kaže o sebi?
He says, I am the avatar of brightness.
Ja sam avatar svetlosti, sjajnosti.
The way of Adidam is not about seeking to be relieved of suffering.
Put Adidama nije traženje da se izbegne patnja ili ublaži patnja.
He says it is about happiness, it is about being in love with me.
To je put radosti i govori o ljubavi sa mnom.
And then he says, all as a condition of taking refuge in me are obliged to fall in love.
Svi oni koji žele da nađu utočište u meni moraju se zaljubiti u mene.
And so he's got all these women who fall in love with him, and some men too.
I on ima oko sebe sve žene koje se zaljubljuju u njega, a ima i nekih muškaraca koji to čine.
Now we might consider, this is an extreme case, but he has a huge following with many people worshipping him all over the world.
Možete smatrati da je ovo ekstremni slučaj, ali zaista veliki broj ljudi ga sledi i obožava.
And not all of these gods are men, some of them are women.
A nisu svi ovi nazovi bogovi muškarci, neki su čak i žene.
And they're not just brushed aside, no, they get distinctive talks at the United Nations.
A nisu one tamo neke marginalne pojave, one čak dobijaju priliku da govore u Ujedinjenim nacijama.
Here is Amrita Anandamayi, called affectionately Amma.
Ovde je dama dugačkog imena koja se naziva kratko Ama.
And she got the award as a global peace initiative of women, religious and spiritual leaders.
A ona je dobila nagradu za globalnu mirovnu inicijativu među ženama duhovnim vođama.
She also claims to be a goddess and that you can find salvation in her.
Ona također za sebe tvrdi da je boginja i da u njoj možete naći spasenje.
Here is what she said at the United Nations when she addressed the United Nations.
Evo što je ona rekla u svom obraćanju Ujedinjenim nacijama.
And basically what she teaches is a kind of pantheism.
U osnovi onoga što ona uči je panteizam.
She says, you and I are all expressions of this one reality.
Vi i ja smo samo jedna ekspresija velike realnosti.
And she talks about global family and unification and all kinds of things like this.
Govori o globalnoj porodici, sjedinjenju i svim takvim stvarima.
So is she a Messiah?
Da li je ona Mesija?
Or what about this man, the avatar Meher Baba,
A šta da kažemo avatar Meher Babi,
who is also a God man?
koji je također bogo čovek?
Or what about this one, Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh?
A šta o Bhagwan Sri Rajneeshu, da kažemo?
He died in 1990
Umro je 1990.
and he founded what was called Osho.
On je zasnovao ono što se naziva Osho.
But he still has hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers.
Ali on još uvijek ima stotine hiljada, ako ne milione sledbenika.
And his followers wear red or purple.
I oni nose crveno ili ljubičasto.
And he used to drive around with 50 Rolls Royces.
Aha, on je znao da se voza okolo u 50 Rolls Royceva.
But he had to flee India because of some sexual scandals.
Ali je morao da se povuče zbog nekih seksualnih skandala.
Yeah, and he settled in the United States.
Tako da se morao je da izbegne iz zemlje u kojoj je bio i naselio se i smirio u Sjedinjenim državama.
Here you see him arrive in one of his Mercedes, his Rolls Royces, and the people just go crazy.
Vidite kako ljudi luduju dok on prolazi u svom Rolls Royceu.
Oh, what about Maria Devi Christos, the modern Russian Messiah?
Šta da kažemo o modernom ruskom mesiji Marija Devi Hristos?
Or Jim Jones, who said he was the Messiah until his whole clan committed suicide.
I Jim Jones je za sebe tvrdio da je Mesija dok ceo njegov klan nije izvršio samoubistvo.
Or what about some more prominent leaders who claim to be God?
A šta da kažemo o nekim još prominentnijim liderima, vođama koji tvrde za sebe da su Bog?
This is the Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama.
And as Time magazine writes,
I časopis Time piše,
they call him Tibet's exiled God king.
Nazivaju ga tibetskim bogocarem u egzilu.
Now he claims to be a reincarnation of the avatar.
On tvrdi za sebe da je reinkarnacija avatara.
So he is God.
Dakle, on je Bog.
Well, there's another one could follow.
Evo još jednog koga bi nekom poželao da sledi.
Or what about this one?
A šta da kažete o ovom?
His divine grace, Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada.
Njegova božanska milost, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
He is the founder of the Hare Krishna movement.
On je osnivač pokreta Hare Krishna.
And he's also divine, he's God.
I on je također božanstven, dakle Bog.
So you can worship him.
Možete dakle njega obožavati.
And the list goes on and on and on.
I lista se nastavlja.
Here is another God who descended on earth, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba.
Evo još jednog Boga koji je sišao na zemlju, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba.
Well, he's died.
On je umro.
But his reincarnation is on earth now.
Ali njegova reinkarnacija je sada na zemlji.
Or what about this one, Swami Dhirendra?
A šta da kažemo o Swami Dhirendri?
Mrs. Gandhi was very intrigued with this man.
Gospođa Gandhi je bila zaintrigirana ovim čovekom.
Or what about His Holiness Maharishi Mahesh Yogi?
A šta da kažemo o njegovoj svetosti?
Who also claims to be a divine man.
Koji je također tvrdio da je božansko biće.
So you see, there are a lot of divine men around.
Vidite, ima mnogo božanstava u ljudskom obliku oko nas.
Apparently none more divine than this one.
Očigledno nijedan nije božanstveniji od ovog.
Who is the reincarnation of the Bab, so he is Sai Baba.
Koji je inkarnacija Baba, Dakle, on je Sai Baba.
Now you must remember what the word Bab means.
Treba zapamtiti šta znači reč Bab.
Bab means gate.
To znači kapija,
So
dveri.
if you take the ancient Babylon,
Ako imate u vidu drevni Vavilon,
which was called Babel,
koji je zvan Babel,
which then means Bab-el.
to znači Bab, El.
El means God.
El znači Bog,
Bab means gate.
a Bab znači kapija, dveri.
So Bab-el means gateway to God.
Dakle, to je kapija, put ka Bogu.
But the Bible warns that Bab-el is a false gateway to God.
Ali Biblija nas uči da je Babel, Vavilon, pogrešan put ka Bogu.
But Jesus claims to be the door, the gate. I am the door. He's the gate.
A Isus također kaže za sebe, ja sam vrata, ja sam kapija.
Now, Sai Baba is also called Almighty God.
Sai Baba se naziva također svemoćnim Bogom.
And he has a huge following.
I on ima veliki broj sledbenika.
Not least of all in Germany, where there are literally hundreds of thousands of Sai Baba worshippers.
Čak u Nemačkoj ima 100.000 sledbenika Sai Babe.
And then the religion that has the biggest representation at the United Nations,
A zatim religija koja ima najveće prisustvo u Ujedinjenim nacijama,
with 800 full-time delegates,
sa 800 stalnih delegata,
is this religion over here.
je ova ovde religija.
This is the Baha'i faith.
To je bahajska vera.
And it was founded by Aha Ullah,
Zasnovao ga je čovjek tog imena,
who claimed that he was the Bab, the gate.
koji je za sebe tvrdio da je Bab,
And it
kapija.
was founded in 1844.
Počeo je svoj pokret 1844.
And so this Baha'i faith also has a divine teacher.
I ta vera ima također božanskog učitelja.
And then in the occult writings,
A u okultnim spisima
you had various teachers in the past.
u prošlosti su se pojavljivali razni učitelji.
And they mentioned the Master Jesus in passing,
Oni su spomenuli i gospodara Isusa.
sort of by the way.
Oni ga spominju samo uzgred.
But it's interesting that he was never in himself divine.
Ali on po njima nikada nije po sebi bio božanstven.
In fact, the teaching is that the Maitreya overshadowed him, possessed him, if you like.
Učenje kaže da ga je Matreja samo osenila, posjedovala ga.
So there was a higher Christ than Jesus Christ, they
Dakle,
claim.
da je po njihovom tvrđenju postojao viši Hristos od Isusa Hrista.
And then there was the master Kuthumi Lal Singh,
Pa zatim gospodar Kuthumi Lal Singh,
who was apparently Pythagoras in a previous incarnation.
koji je u svojoj prethodnoj inkarnaciji bio Pitagora.
You see, it gets very confusing. Who's Christ in all of this?
I stvarno postaje zbunjujuće, pa ko je tu Hristos?
But the ultimate one that everyone is waiting for is Lord Maitreya.
Ali onaj krajnji koga svi ovi očekuju je gospod Maitreja,
who they claim is the Christ.
za koga tvrde da je Hristos.
And according to Benjamin Cream, is already living on the earth right now in London.
A po Benjaminu Crinu, on već sada živi na zemlji u Londonu.
Now to the Orient, he's the Bodhisattva.
Na istoku on se zove Bodhisattva.
To Islam, he's the Imam Mahdi.
Za Islam on je Imam Mahdi.
To Indians, he's the Sri Krishna.
A Indicima on je Šri Krišna.
So he's the Messiah of Messiahs of all the Messiahs.
On je Mesija nad svim Mesijama.
And he is the world teacher and he presides over the destiny of the great religions.
I on je svetski učitelj i on predsedava budućnošću i sudbinom svih velikih religija.
So which of these Messiahs is the real one?
Dakle, koji od ovih Mesija pravi?
It seems to me you can pick and choose.
Izgleda mi kao da možete nasumice izabrati.
This was one of his appearances in Kenya.
Evo jednog od njegovih pojavljivanja u Keniji.
No small event. CNN was there and photographed it.
Nije to bio mali događaj, CNN je to snimio.
He appeared out of the sky.
Pojavio se sa neba.
He walked amongst the people fell down and were healed.
Hodao je među ljudima, ljudi su padali pred njim i on ih je isceljivao.
And then he got up and disappeared.
a onda se podigao i iščezao.
So, which
Dakle.
Jesus and which Messiah and which Christ do we follow?
Kojeg Isusa, kojeg Mesiju, kojeg Hristosa sledimo?
Well, was Jesus Christ the real person? Some say he wasn't even a real person.
Da li je Isus Hristos uopšte bio stvarna ličnost? Neki tvrde da nije.
Eusebius of Caesarea wrote
Euzebije iz Cezareje
that the religion of Jesus Christ is neither new nor strange.
kaže da religija Isusa Hrista nije ni nova, ni neobična, ni strana.
And St. Augustine wrote something similar.
A Sveti Avgustin je pisao nešto slično.
He said it was not something strange, it was not unknown in former times.
On piše da Hristovo pojavljivanje nije bilo ništa neobično i ono nije bilo nepoznato u njegovo vreme.
So obviously they were referring to things like Osiris and Isis and all of these.
I oni su se obraćali obično stvarima kao što su likovima, kao
So
što
there you have the
su
world
Osiris, Isis, Sirius.
Yeah, there you have the world consensus.
Dakle, postoje jedan svetski konsenzus.
So Jesus wasn't special.
Isus nije dakle bio nešto posebno, već se znači tako nešto dešavalo, to je bilo poznato.
If
Ako
anything,
smo-
just a copy of one of the others, Osiris, Zoroaster, whoever.
I dakle, samo su jedan od drugog kopirali, bio to Oziris ili Zoroaster.
And as you see, there are many Christs to choose from.
I vidite, ima mnogih Hristosa da izaberete jednog od njih.
That's pretty confusing.
To je stvarno zbunjujuće.